Welcome to the music scene with your host, Stephanie DeGraw. During the next 60 minutes, your world will go from black and white to color. This is the music scene. Find out what's going on in the music scene, nationally and locally. The phone lines are open at 731-1230. That's 731-1230. Or toll free 1-866-820-5528. That's 1-866-820-KLAV. Now let's bring on the host and find out what's going on in the music scene. Here is Stephanie DeGraw.
Thank you. Welcome, everyone. Happy TGIF. We're coming at you live from beautiful Las Vegas, Nevada. And I have to say, it's probably the hottest I've ever experienced in my life. How about you, Chris? Are you used to this crazy weather?
Yeah, I've been here since 2004, and this is nothing new.
This is nothing new. Okay, great. I'm keep reminding myself, though, Chris, that I left in a blizzard when I left Salt Lake a few months ago. So, you know, I'll take the sunshine. So, well, everyone, we're happy to have you along tonight. We've got Chris in the house, and he's going to introduce himself formally now.
Hey, hi, guys. My name's Chris. I am 21 years old, and up until now, I had been kind of obsessed with a relationship. And then, as most good musicians, I like to consider myself good.
Yes.
Start out, it was a breakup, and I just really want to put myself out there now. So I've been obsessively attending open mics, and that's how I got here.
That's right. Big shout out to Money Plays, Mike Z and the crew over there at the open mic tonight, over there on Flamingo. And we appreciate all the wonderful artists that Mike has sent our way. And we're excited to have you play some tunes for us and get to know you tonight. I apologize. I have a little bit of a cold. So let's not listen to me. Let's listen to one of your songs. Let's just jump right in. And what's your first song you're going to play for us?
All right. Well, it looks like I have a little bit more time than I anticipated. So,
oh, yes. Don't you love it when people don't show up? I hope they're all right. We had some other guests that were coming in tonight, and we'll see how the hour plays out. Otherwise, it's the All Chris show, all the time show.
All right. Well, this one's called In Reading. Crickets at dusk, the frogs ribbit. Whenever I want, I'd climb trees. Whenever I want, I'd climb trees. I'd climb and I'd listen as strangers would quicken their pace just to match that soft breeze. In Reading, in Reading, we saw some birds feeding right after their bleeding. We shot them up with our guns. I guess murder can be fun. Olivia's sleeping, so let's go out creeping. Recall the suits that we wore, perusing department stores. In Reading, in Reading. One day when we're older and possibly colder, I hope we laugh together in creek and rocking chairs as our our suns are setting, I hope we're forgetting to blame each other for growing up. In Reading, in Reading,
All right, Chris. Way to bring it. Chris Mendoza, is that right, man? Did I say
Yes,
that right?
that's
Okay,
correct.
we've got Chris Mendoza in the house, and I'm excited. We've got a few more other people that snuck in, and we're going to get to some really great guests tonight. And Chris, growing up, what made you kind of turn to music? Let's get into your psyche here a little bit, if we may, and tell us about how you started gravitating towards the music.
All right. Well, I moved here actually directly after finishing up middle school, so I was pretty bummed out that I was leaving all my friends.
Oh yes, where was that you left?
It was Union City, East Bay, right by San Francisco.
Okay.
And so I got here, and then from like July until December of that year, I didn't make any friends, and my dad was desperate to try to find something to make me feel better. So he was like, "Can I just buy you a guitar?" And I was like, "Whatever."
Oh,
man."
how cool. Of course, as a kid, though, you don't realize your parents might know a thing or two. That's really thoughtful of him to do that.
Yeah.
And so you got that guitar, and you started in on it. And did you honestly think you'd like it now as much as you do? I mean, you're a kid in junior high, I guess it was.
Well, I wasn't exactly thinking about it, and kind of
Yeah.
like before I knew it, I was just doing it every day for way too long.
Oh, well, that's great, though, because, you get into it, and later off it becomes a passion for you. And I was wondering, too, now, you write all your own lyrics and everything, and you mentioned you had a breakup, and I know a lot of artists write from pain, but when you were younger and you didn't have the joy that we go through when we go through relationships, you were starting out, was there anything out there that was kind of inspiring to you or put you in the mood to write music? How early did you start writing this music?
Well, aside from just like random little jams that my friends and I would come up with, I didn't really start writing music kind of like that until fairly recently. It was mostly
Okay.
just screaming Nirvana lyrics,
Having fun with your friends and screaming Nirvana
of course.
and of course coming up with catchy little ditties here and there. Was there anything in particular that you feel turned you towards starting to take the writing part serious?
Actually, yeah. I guess I can throw a shout out to my friend Karen, who's probably not listening because she's too cool for radio.
Well,
But-
then we're going to have to catch her on iTunes because, hey, the music scene's on iTunes. But shout out to your friend, yes.
Yeah, no, she got me into the Postal Service, Ben Gibbard, Death Cab for Cutie vein of music, and that was a little bit easier to write because it's just a few chords.
Okay.
Yeah, I just enjoyed that kind of music, and that's how it evolved.
That's how it evolved. All right. Well, speaking of evolving, let's evolve right over into another song. I really do enjoy your voice, and it's very relaxing.
Thanks.
Yeah. So let's hear some more. What are you going to play next?
Ooh, okay. So are we trying to keep it all
It
originals?
doesn't have to be all originals. It can be covers. It's your time. You shine, whatever you like to do.
All right. Well, I think everybody needs a little bit more jazz in their life, so we're going to start out with, or not start out, but here's another track. LOVE. L is for the way you look at me. O is for the only one I see. V is very, very extraordinary. E is even more than anyone that you adore. Yes, love is all that I can give to you. Love is more than just a game for two. Two in love can make it. Take my heart and please don't break it. Love was made for me and you.
Okay, thank you, Chris. I was thinking about a comment you made earlier before we went on air, and I do think it's worth talking about a little bit. When you're in a big town like this and you're young, and there's really not, it seems to me, a lot of all ages venues for kids to go listen to music. Is that right?
Yeah, it's actually really, really sad.
Well, I'd like to see us change that. I think there ought to be a way we can get the community behind that. I think music is such a universal language, and certainly it helped you adjust in your move from a whole nother state into Las Vegas. And I'd love to see some of us put our heads together. I'm talking to you, Mike Z, over there at Money Plays. He's the man that makes things happen. And, well, a wonderful, wonderful group of people over at Money Plays on the open mic night every Thursday and Friday night. And maybe we'll all put our heads together and see if we can get the community involved to find a place where we can have an all-ages venue, because really, unless you're 21, you can't really go out and hear that live music.
All right, there is actually one that I was thinking of. Is it okay if I shamelessly plug them?
Oh, sure, why not?
All right, well, there's actually this place called Beans off of, I believe it's Blue Diamond and Decatur.
Okay.
And they host an all-ages open mic.
Oh,
and,
great.
It was pretty underpopulated last time, but, it's still lots of fun. And open mics are kind of like a gateway drug into the realm of performing. So if you happen to be under 18 and sadly unable to perform anywhere of note, then I would say go to Beans tonight, because it is awesome, 7 to 9.
Well, great. I'm happy to hear there is a place out there for the younger crowd. And it's certainly a place, even for the older crowd, that can try out songs that maybe they aren't sure how the public's going to react to them. And I think that's what's half the fun about going to some of these open mics I've been to and talking to the artists later, is that they work really hard on a song, but, sometimes you don't know which song is going to take. Would you say that's true?
Unfortunately, yeah.
So, in fact, have you had any songs you thought, oh, this is the one, this is the winner, and then you played it somewhere and it ended up that maybe one of your other songs was more well received? Or
Well, that would require me having had, publicized any of my own original material, in a big place before.
Oh, okay.
But I haven't done that.
Well, the journey is ongoing, so this is going to be fun to meet you and watch you as you grow this year. And when you're going to some of these open mics and everything, you are meeting a lot of different people. Have you had a chance yet to collaborate with other artists?
Well, of course, my own friends growing up, and then,
Right.
Whatever Craigslist offers, which isn't usually much. But granted, they do have a few gems, like myself. But
Yeah, that's right.
that was awful. No,
It's okay.
but yeah, it's really, I don't want to say uptight, but at least I'm kind of uptight. I find I'm pretty shy about asking people to collaborate.
Oh, okay. Well, if you guys have been wanting to secretly collaborate with Chris, then go ask him. Don't wait around for him to come ask you. That's what's fun about these open mics, is I've seen some collaborations work out really well. And I think that one of the things I wanted to touch on, too, was as a musician and you're starting out and you're learning your craft, if we were to put on like any workshops or something, or is there anything that you'd like to learn a little more about with the music industry?
Well, kind of growing up in this town, I mean, I did go to my fair share of shows, illegally, albeit because, of course, I was underage. But I actually learned a really decent amount from all the people that I've gone to see. But, I mean, there's a lot of stuff that I think that people should know. Like, for instance, how on tour I think that showers are a rarity and a real luxury as well. So
Yes.
just stuff like that. Just
Oh, sure. It's so glamorous to say, oh, I want to go on tour. And then the reality is you may not get to shower if you're in a band that's not backed by a label. But if you're all in it with a good heart and you're willing to make those sacrifices, some great things can happen. And stay tuned to the music scene. And I'm going to be putting together some workshops for all the musicians. And you folks can let me know as well what kind of topics you would like covered, touring, publishing, all those kind of fun things. We'll go over that this summer. And I'm in the mood for another song. Oh, I wanted to mention first, though, you actually go out and for a living, you were mentioning you get to play in what I thought was pretty original place, because usually I think they put a CD on and call it good. But I'm fascinated by your comment. What do you do during the day that's not a regular venue? Where do you play?
All right. Well, just to make a correction, though, like it's a decent chunk of my living, but I wish it was the entire thing, but it's not.
Sure. Okay.
I actually play music for a couple of yoga studios in town.
Awesome.
So one of them is Namaste Yoga, which is up in the Centennial area. The other one's a place called Body Heat, which is in Henderson, well, borderline Henderson. But yeah, no, I mean, to get that job, which is actually very, very well paying, is I just went on Craigslist and I saw an ad that was asking for, quote, relaxing acoustic music. And I was like, I don't have to change anything.
Wow, that's me. Right on.
Right.
That's cool. And way to hustle and get this really awesome gig. And then they get to, I might actually show up for yoga if someone like you were live playing it. That'd be a real motivator for me. Okay, well, let's hear another song.
Okay. Money doesn't grow on trees, but you find such wondrous treats and things. You pick the fruits while they were ripe, then weave them all together in the sky. You look at things and scratch them down. The art you make is so profound. It's treasure not yet found. There's fire stuck inside your head. Don't let it die while things are left unsaid. Some artists try to replicate the world, but you are not Da Vinci. You are just a girl with two sparkling eyes. You take in the land. So go ordain the limits of your nature with your very own two hands. While I was young, my mother sang off-key notes in dumbed-down slang. My dad was just as bad. There is no song inside my brain. I have to work just to make it rain. And I don't mind these nylon strings have been so kind to me. Just like the colored pencils you have used to cure depression and my blues. I see that we may not be prodigies, but things you draw, the songs I sing make me smile. And other kids might do things better. We'll both work to go that extra mile.
Thank you. This is the music scene. Woo! And that was Chris Mendoza. Chris, I love it. Thank you.
Thank
I
you.
have the best job in the world. Get to hear all you talented people and share it with all my friends, actually all over the world, not even just Las Vegas. It's pretty cool with the technology. And we are on iTunes. You can find all of our shows. This is our number 6 show, and I'm very excited about that. And I wanted to mention too that you took a little bit of music in college here locally.
Right.
And what kind of things were you taking?
Well,
like theory or what classes?
Yeah, well, the program at CSN is actually pretty all-encompassing. Like, I did take a little bit of theory. I was awful at that. I passed with a D, and I'm probably going to retake it so I can get that off my record.
Sure.
But also, like, recording, which is nice because Pro Tools is, like, Greek or whatever language is supposed to be hard. And then also, let's see, I took a couple lessons with Gary Queen. He's a guitarist in town. He's pretty awesome. Also, Mark Weary, shout out to you. And let me think. Yeah, that was basically it.
And that's been adding to your skills as you go forward. And are you planning to take any more courses, or what are you kind of thinking you're going to do in the next little bit with your music and learning, growing, and writing?
Well, academically speaking, music, or let me just phrase it this way. Taking music at the college didn't add to my skills as much as show me how much I didn't know.
Oh.
So I would like to take those courses again, like I said, to just get it off my record because I don't like having bad grades. But at the same time, I've done more with music since dropping out of the coursework than I had while I was studying. I don't know what that says, but
Well, that's interesting. Sometimes practical experience is the way to go, and certainly the nice thing is you're young. You can go back and take some of those other classes later when you feel like it. And so right now, the nice thing is you have the time to really focus on the music itself,
right,
and let your creativity just flow with the different songs that are coming out of you. And would you say the more you're actually out there performing, that's giving you more confidence and keeping you going?
Yeah, it's definitely different.
Yeah.
Of course, playing in your room versus playing in front of people that are staring and judging you. But it's definitely
Well, I
good.
couldn't do that, so my hat's off to you. I like to work behind the scenes. And you mentioned, too, in your bio you sent me that you have played a lot of music with your friends. And are you right now in a band, or you were in a band? Tell us your band situation.
All right. Well, that girl that introduced me to the Postal Service, I was actually in her band for my first couple years of high school. And we were awful. We were called Me Leaf, later called Apples Don't Lie. And we released a CD which didn't get us anywhere. And we broke up because her taste changed.
Yeah.
And then currently speaking, or at least recently, I've been in a punk outfit called State of Disorder where I played bass and didn't fit in at all, but I was still awesome. And then also in a band called Forever Trombone with my friends Danny, Ryan, and Travis.
Cool.
And that's actually just my stuff that we're fleshing out. And then lastly, I just auditioned and got into a band called Cinemetric, which they've toured France, so that's kind of a big deal. I'm playing keys for them, actually.
Wow, you're just like getting to do all different types of things in this music vein that you're going in. That's pretty cool.
It's been really kind to me lately.
Yeah. So this is interesting. By day you're strumming and singing at a yoga place, and then other times of the week you're jamming on the keyboards with this other band. And what does this other band want to do right now? Are you going to stay locally, or we're going to say adios, you're heading to France, or what's up with that?
Well, France is a big aspiration of theirs. I know they've already been, and apparently the scene out there is way more active. But at the same time, they just want to record a demo.
Right.
And that's kind of
First
tough.
things first.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Well, let's give another shout out to Mike Z and the people at Money Plays.
Money Plays?
That's right. We appreciate them supporting the music scene and introducing us to all these amazing local artists. And we're going to have another guest coming up pretty soon. Let's have you play a couple more songs.
All right. By a couple, do you mean two? Because I know a couple doesn't always mean two.
In my world, it means two.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Okay.
Here we go. Well, that's what we love about live radio. You can tell it's live. He's getting all set up here. All right.
This one is by the Postal Service, and it's called Recycled Air. breath. Pull the air until there's nothing left. I'm feeling green. Teenage lovers between the sheets. Ba 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 ba, ba 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 ba, ba 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 ba, ba ba ba, ba 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 ba, ba 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 ba, ba 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 ba, ba ba ba. Knuckles clenched to white as the landing gear attract for flight. My head's a balloon, inflating with the altitude. Ba 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 ba, ba 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 ba, ba 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 ba, ba ba ba, ba 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 ba, ba 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 ba, ba 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 ba, ba ba ba. And I watch the patchwork from slow fade to the ocean's arms. From here they can't see me stare. The stale taste of recycled air. And I watch the patchwork from slow fade to the ocean's arms. And calm down, release your cares. A stale taste of recycled air.
Thank you. That was awesome. Yeah, come on, guys. Give the boy a hand. Oh, I love discovering all this great talent here in Las Vegas. I think we do have time for another song if you're up to it.
Absolutely.
Okay, let's have you do one more song, and we want to thank you so much for coming. And before we get into that song, where can people go to check out your music? Are you more on Facebook or Reverb Nation, or where can we find you?
Fortunately and unfortunately speaking, you can find me in real life.
Real life? Oh no, I don't know if I can cope
available.
with that because I'm so digital. Okay. So we've got to wait for these awesome recordings, basically. Can we friend you on Facebook? Would that be all right?
Yeah, if you'd like.
Okay, Chris Mendoza on Facebook. You got to check him out. I'll help you, Chris, get some of those recordings on there, and then we'll connect you all up and make sure that people can go and actually hear you. And I know your good friend Mike Z and the crew out there at Money Plays.
Money Plays?
That's right, Money Plays. We love you. All the talented artists out there. And Mike's got a sweet deal for the local artists to get in and have a really amazing recording opportunity. And I just love coming to Vegas and seeing how the local musicians support each other. And that's one of the reasons I wanted to start the show, was to give props to all the local hardworking musicians out there. All right. Woo! Okay. Chris, let's hear another song.
All right. Should I move this back a little bit if the vocals are a little bit louder? All right. I can't hear life over sounds in the chest. It happens every time you come near. my lips, curse her hips, close my eyes. What have I found? Nobody stuck around. Nobody stuck around. Nobody stuck around. Won't you stick around? And by now it has been weeks since you skipped town. You walked right out on me. It's easy to promise things before you leave. But was I victimized? I guess the answer's yes, if you just lie. She never tried to hurt you, she just grew up. I'll jump through to catch fire again. This bunny suit keeps unraveling. I'll get attached, think we're a match. Fate comes around, what have I found? Nobody stuck around. Nobody stuck around. Nobody stuck around. Won't you stick around? No, no, you won't.
Woo! The one and only Chris Mendoza in the house here at the music scene. And Chris, your friends chickened out. They were going to call in and ask some silly question. Oh, well, darn it. Hey, if you're in the mood to call in and talk to our artists, our phone number is 702-731-1230. And we do have a toll-free number, which I will give you here in a moment. But I want to say thank you so much, Chris. It's sure been fun to meet you and hear about your story and your music. And we do wish you all the best in the world. And I can't talk anymore.
All right, well, just random.
Yeah, what else would you like to say?
Thanks, Isaac, for not calling in. Thanks, Vamba, because you told me to say your name on the radio. And thanks, Dad, because even though you're not the most supportive guy in the world, I probably wouldn't have started if it wasn't for you.
All right, shout out to Dad. Right on. You know, this is beautiful that you were able to take this and go as far as you are, and all the exciting things that are coming up. And I certainly enjoy your music, and it's going to bring joy to a lot of people, I believe. So we wish you the best, and we're going to let Chris slide on out, and I'm going to be telling you about an event that's coming up while our next guests come on in and take the chairs. We're going to have musical chairs here. And I want to give a shout out to a really cool event that's coming up next Saturday in downtown Henderson on Water Street. It's called Water Day Street Market, and they're going to have 5 bands, and they're going to have, looks like, just a bunch of things happening for the 4th of July weekend. Saturday, July 6th in downtown Henderson. They're going to have food trucks, a beer garden, street vendors, live entertainment. Oh, this sounds like a lot of fun. And I love that they're putting it on, and it's going to be involving a lot of great local bands. And it's going to be the first Saturday of each month for the next couple of months. And we actually have one of my artists, the Eddie Black Band, coming all the way from Calgary. They will be there in August, the first Saturday in August. And once again, let's see if I can find the bands that are going to be playing Saturday, July 6th at the Water Street Big Blowout, Water Street Day or Water Day Street Market. Not quite sure what to call it, but let's see. They've got Ambush, Americana, Bounty Hunter Brothers, Someday Broken, The Quitters. It's all ages and it's absolutely free. So you got to love that. Mark your calendars, July 6th over there in Henderson. Sounds like a really fun time. You are listening to The Music Scene on KLAV Radio. And again, our phone number, if you want to call in and ask a question of the guests that are almost ready here, our phone number is 702-731-1230. And for all of my peeps out there that are listening from all over the place, that's what I love about the internet. It's worldwide. You all can call in on a toll-free line, and that number is 1-866-820-5528. 866-820-5528. Okay. Now, coming up next, we have a real treat. We've got a group of guys that they've almost started like a movement. And they've got a lot of different things to tell us because their music is very eclectic. It's lively, if I can say that word. Yeah. It's lively. It's been combined as the art of vivid storytelling with incredible beats and slick 16s to keep the listeners fixated on every verse. All right. I love whoever wrote your PRs. Excellent, yes. Excellent writing. They are renowned for their high energy, interactive live shows, and they have packed countless venues. And so I'm pretty excited to have these guys on. And you've got kind of a long name on your Facebook, so I'm not really sure what to call you at this point, so I'm going to let you introduce yourself and tell us what you would like to be called.
Okay, you can just call me Shef.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's Shef Seenya, UpRite Lions.
Okay, great. So the UpRite Lions, that's what we're going to call it.
Yes,
okay,
yes, we're the
sweet.
UpRite Lions, yes.
All right. Well, it's a treat to have you here. Tell me a little bit about this style and how you guys are setting yourself apart from other artists. That there's just so many people coming into the mainstream now that call themselves hip-hop artists and R&B. And so how would you describe what you're trying to do?
Okay, first we want to say thank you for having us.
Oh, well, thank you.
We really appreciate that. And shout out to Vegas on the Mic and Money Plays.
Absolutely.
And with that said, UpRite Lions, we're actually, it's a lifestyle for us. It's not really just a look or just a group. It's a way we live. You know, when we say Lions, we mean upright, standing strong. You take care of your
proud.
pride.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, and we wear our hair as manes. You know, it's like, it's a lifestyle, a way of life, a way of correcting yourself, a way of sharing, a way of branding yourself. Because in this business, you have to brand yourself.
That's so true.
And if you're going to sell something, why not sell yourself and sell the truth instead of selling a lie about yourself or letting someone project how you're going to come across or what your group is going to do. You know, because a lot of people, they see us and they automatically, you know, they see tattoos and they automatically think, rough rapping. You know, we're educated brothers. We've been to college. We have degrees. Right. So it's more about sharing the music and sharing who you are as a person.
Well, I love that. It's all about being true to yourself, it sounds like, and representing who you are inside.
Oh, I'm always here just to let everybody know. B-Star's in the building, UpRite Lions.
Woo.
We do technical work all at the same time as doing interviews. I love y'all. I'm going to be right back. Me and the sound man is getting it right now.
Yeah, in case you're wondering, he is actually in the room, and he's working with our awesome engineer to make this show extra special.
And I was talking to Mr. Mendoza about doing something off the cuff in a little while, so we're going to actually do that too.
Since how fun.
Since he said he was shy about doing, collabs and stuff, I figured I'd just ask him as soon as he got off the mic.
There you go. Put him right on the spot. Way to go, Chris. You just scored a collab here with the guys. And that's going to be fun. We'll have that coming up later on in the show. Now, tell me a little bit where you all started out as children and your travels, and then how you all came together as a group.
Well, it's a different mix. I was actually born in Trinidad.
Trinidad,
yes,
wow.
And raised in New Jersey, actually. Okay. So I was born in Trinidad, shipped to New Jersey. I was raised in New Jersey, grew up there, got a record deal with Funhouse Records in North Carolina. Moved there. The deal didn't really work out. You know, I knew at a young age I knew more than I should have. And I argued with people I shouldn't have argued with.
Well, hindsight's 20/20. Absolutely.
And I lost my deal, and I went more into sports, you know, like motocross and things of that nature. And then I bumped into B-Star, who's like a brother to me now, and he was like, you can do this or you can do that. And he showed me that was more of who I was and what I do and what I've always been.
That's so cool that you came back to it and had some assistance there and opening your eyes to that. And I think that's really powerful about you guys, is that I felt there was some kind of mission behind it, and I hadn't even met you yet, but you're putting out there a really good vibe on Facebook.
It's beautiful.
And I knew that there was more to it than just writing a couple songs here and there. And I really like this whole Lion Pride thing, especially about taking pride in your work and your lifestyle, being true to yourself, and not having to be trashy but classy.
Yeah.
That's one thing that struck me about you when you walked in the room.
Well, thank you.
We like to have a good
appreciate
time, but we're okay. We're not too bad, right?
Yeah. No, you're doing great.
Yeah, but really, a lot of people, I think, won't take the time to say that it's cool to be normal. It's cool to have manners. It's cool to speak correct English. It's cool to be just normal and regular and do the things that, quote unquote, are not considered cool.
Well, you're cool in my book, no matter what.
Thank you.
You're cool in my book too.
Thank you. And, you know, I'm not just saying that because I meet all different kinds of artists, and I think that's been the biggest thing, is I've seen people try and go after, well, so-and-so is popular right now, so I'm going to try and imitate them, or I'm going to try and come across as someone different than who I am, and it doesn't ring true, and that's really important, and that's kind of a message it seems you're getting out there to people, is to be yourself and
be yourself,
right.
and not be too serious. You know, be serious, but don't, you know, take yourself serious, but not too serious.
That's true. Sometimes we do take ourselves a little too serious. Right?
You know,
right here, you know, we call this feel good music. It's something that you can feel. So we wanted to make sure when we do this is an extension of us. Our music is an extension of us. It isn't something that we went out and tried to craft to make sound like anything. So you know, I completely understand where you're coming from with that. So what we do here is we talk about what our life is. You know, we talk about whether it's the fun of it or the downsides, because life encompasses all of that. So
that's true.
So music is supposed to give that same feeling back to you.
Yeah.
Right. Would you say you have a certain ritual you go to kind of get you in the mood to write? Or, you know, some people, I was just talking to a band the other day, and they actually said that if they're really not getting it, they sometimes have to just go rent a hotel room and get away from all their family and friends. And I don't know if you've ever done that, or if there's certain places you like to go hang out to create the music.
It's funny. We watch weird movies and we listen to people that we know locally who do music.
That's cool. Right. So you're just kind of pulling your inspiration in from
all day, like
all that source.
Vegas on the Mic is a great way to take in a lot of energy and be able to share it back with writing. So it's cool to go to a Vegas on the Mic and see a Chris Mendoza, and then see a Noise Man or a Chris Kennedy, those type of things. So it's always something there to help inspire the next record that you do, because everybody's building there. This is a community here, what we love. We're here from North Carolina, you know. We packed up everything and packed the car, and we drove to Vegas so we could do this, you know. Shout out to Greensboro, North Carolina, and the whole state that helped bring us here, that helped put us here. So every day is a challenge here, but it's been dope to meet people like Noise Man and Vanessa Andrea and everybody at Vegas on the Mic, Adam Rogers that just take us in, you know. So it's been cool to come in and perform there, but to also build and grow with the people out there. Shout out to Stan at Money Plays for you know, taking a chance on us and letting us have a Saturday night to do things. So this
right
Saturday
on. That's right. Saturday will be your first big event, I noticed on Facebook.
Exactly.
When is that going to happen? Like what time and all that?
It's going to go tomorrow night at the same place as Vegas on the Mic. You know, we want to keep Money Plays with the place to be. Money Plays is the place to be. That's where the good people, the
sure
drink specials are. They support local music.
Love
be
that.
there. So every Thursday and Friday you can do Vegas on the Mic, which is open mic. But right now, what we're going to do...
Sorry, that was my train whistle.
That's because you're always working. That's
right.
how it's supposed to be. That's how it's supposed to be. So tomorrow night, the doors open at 10. Everything gets started around 10:30. The first act will probably jump on right around 10:45 and 11 o'clock. We've got Chris Kennedy. We've got Michael Lewis Austin. We've got ourselves, the UpRite Lions, Vanessa Andrea, Noise Man. We've got a couple surprises as well.
Awesome.
So a couple of collaborations that were unexpected as well. So it's going to be an eventful night. It's free to get in there. There's drink specials all night, and it's really some great talent. If you've been to Vegas on the Mic, first of all, make sure you go back. Second of all, make sure that you see what the talent is. There's been so many times we've come in there and I've been like, man, I wish Chris Kennedy did a couple more songs. But you know, they got to get through everybody that night.
That's right.
So
they
cool.
do hustle everybody through, but I like that because then you, as you were saying earlier, you get to catch the flavor of all different types of music. Like there's so many different types there.
Correct.
So would you say this thing on Saturday, it's not really an open mic, it's more like a showcase
this is definitely a showcase
show
to
off
shed light on some
the
of
local artists that have been coming?
Yes,
okay.
indeed. This is definitely more of a showcase. Everybody's got their own set time. Everybody's going to do their own thing, and then we may do a lot of stuff together as well. So this is really a community of growth.
Yeah.
So
yes.
For those who haven't seen UpRite Lions perform, it's not a lot of standing and just talking.
Right.
And singing.
They're on their best behavior right now.
Right. We're entertainers.
But you're more high energy, of course, when you're up on the stage. And
right. You can feel that from
fun.
here, right?
Oh, I can feel it clear across the table, man. I'm bouncing off your good energy. So.
I appreciate that.
Yeah. And what are some of the things that you've noticed as you collaborate as independent artists coming into Vegas and compared to maybe back home, some of the contrasts?
I think back home you don't really have the venues.
Okay.
But you more have the community building and putting together to do it, but you don't have the venues. Where here, you have a lot more venues, you have a lot more opportunities. I mean, you have a chance to see people that you'll never see. I mean, London, Italy, they all come through here.
That's true. It's pretty international here in Vegas. That is super fun.
We're on the East Coast, you don't really get that many people unless you're in New York or you're in Miami or somewhere like that.
Right, so...
Well, cool. Shout out to your peeps back east.
Right, the whole East Coast,
That's
North Carolina,
right.
Atlanta, Georgia. You know what I'm saying? They held us down a lot, too, so...
Yes, and that's what it takes as an artist, to have your supporters from all over the world. And certainly I'm sure they're proud that you guys have come into town totally fresh and new and been willing to check out the scene and become a part of it. And it's exciting to see that you guys have jumped right in. Now, I'm excited to hear your music.
Okay.
That's the real treat. What are we going to start out with?
We're going to start out with a joint that we did here in Vegas, right at Underground Casinos. We actually were a little late because we were getting the finishes touches on it to bring it to you first.
Oh, wow.
So
this is like
the
a
first
preview?
time on the air.
Sweet.
Nobody has this but you. So,
all right.
There you go.
The music scene.
This is Lion Two-Step. Ladies and gentlemen, the UpRite Lions are here. The Serengeti is the stage. And right now, we need you to find you a friend. Let's get into this. Into the Lion's Den, where friends and family are welcome. Haters stand outside and swear that we never held them. Live and die for the pride they fortify us in troubled winds. I'm so Marty McFly, I am back from the future again. Upright, no pretend, uptight, not them. Shifting trace on dance floors, start flirting in corner or finding his way to the bar. Why you speaking in third person? Don't you know who you are? Why yes I do, how about you? You looking like some lion's food. I mean that in a good way, food for the soul and not prey. So lady may I escort you to center stage and show you how a lion sways. Run DMC, walk this way. Shout out to Brother J, Born Naughty, ill connect. Call into the radio, tell them you have a request. Lately, song's been whack, but I digress. Tell the DJ play that Lion Two-Step.
Step to the left, step to the right. Get up and dance if you're feeling alright. It's like 1 and then it's 2.
it's like one. And then it's two, we call it the Lions. Two-step to the left, step to the right. Get up and dance if you're feeling alright. It's like one. And then they say two, it's like one. Two, we call it the Lion.
Lion, upright is the status. You pips open, we slip late nights drinking with Gladys. Main apparatus is alpha to the dance floor. Everybody sitting, that's something I won't stand for. Our people demand more. Now everybody move. The Lions bring them tie and apply it, just what you use. Some eyes, some oohs, occasionally some booze. It ain't that we ain't dope, it just ain't what you choose. Let me get back to this groove. I'ma teach you the moves. It's left and right, do as the Lions do. Let your mane fall too. It's time to give them work. Like tomorrow at work, your back and feet won't work. Go ahead and do that dirt. Put your best foot first and make sure that you're listening. We two-step with discipline. Star, I think we fished them in, leaving them in peace. It's Big Caddy Daddy, two-step into the east. We said step to the left, step to the right. Get up and dance if you're feeling alright. It's like one, and then it's like two, and then it's like one, two. We call it the Lions. Two-step to the left, step to the right. Get up and dance if you're feeling alright. It's like one, and then they say two, and then it's like one, two. We call it the Lions. This one's from the doctors who keep chasing out the shotters. Get a lion in your life and you no longer have to bother.
You could meet me at the altar, scratch that. Here is just fine. Never stroke the real mane, honey, in due time.
Seeking you will find it. DJ pause rewind it. With people kings and queens when they need to be reminded.
This is the new transcripts, URL hieroglyphs, fine-tune the language, and this is how we transmit.
Yes, the lion can't spit. Told it out with hazmat. Head up and down to our sound like it's NASDAQ.
Aflac, you loony quacks need insurance. Your bars don't stack up. Your music's not congruent.
Spiritual can't do it. Heat with slime through it. Them lions make you move and you still can dance to it.
No pork eating Buddhists. This is designed for big cats. Even young jerkers is trying to adapt to pick that.
Step to the left, step to the right. Get up and dance if you're feeling alright. It's like one,
two. It's like one, two. We call it the Lions. Two.
All right, that was actually the world premiere of your song.
What?
Woo! KLAV and the music scene talking to the Upright Lions.
Yes, indeed.
And
Much love to the music scene.
Yes,
thank
yes,
you. We're going to
appreciate
have
it.
y'all back, and it seems like the hour just goes by so fast.
It does.
It does.
Time flies.
Time's flying. Now, let's give another shout out to the big event happening Saturday night.
Saturday night. We call it Sessions of the Serengeti. You know, it is pretty hot here in Vegas.
That's
so, you
right.
know,
That fits.
You know, so this is Sessions of the Serengeti. The Upright Lions, Michael Lewis Austin, Vanessa Andrea, Chris Kennedy, Noise Man, and a lot more coming. So please make sure you come out tomorrow, 10:30. Come check out a really, really dope show. Underground Casinos is doing sound. Vegas on the mic every Thursday and Fridays. Tomorrow night, the 29th, come check out Sessions of the Serengeti, people.
Don't forget
Okay.
to check out the music scene.
That's right.
Indeed.
We are on iTunes, and their concert is at Money Plays.
Yes.
Thank you.